Do you have money worries? It seems we all do of some sort or another. The trouble is often figuring out how we get stuck in that black hole. Here's one reason you probably haven't considered. The Money Club's Susan Lisovich has details.
When it comes to problems with money, most people seem to run into trouble by overspending. But if author and recovered debtor Jerrold Mundis has it right, your problems may also have a lot to do with something he calls under-earning.
Under-earning is repeatedly to bring in less money than you need, usually for no apparent reason and despite your desire and even efforts to do otherwise.
In his new book, Earn What You Deserve, Mundis points out that under-earning is not underachieving, being lazy, or refusing to work. And it is not about being underemployed.
On the contrary, under-earners are frequently very hard workers and often even overachievers. They simply make sure in some fashion or another that they don't get paid very well for the work that they do.
What are the reasons why someone would say no to money?
Usually it's a series of distorted attitudes and perceptions about self, about money, and about self in relationship to money.
Are you in debt, have little if any savings, worrying that that phone call could be yet another bill collector? Even if you make a decent living, you could be in that boat. You have a whole bunch of ways to help, making lists and so forth, and lots of steps to go through. But the one that I thought was kind of interesting is you said that a lot of people say no to money. Nobody I know says no to money.
On a daily basis, most of us come up with a couple of ideas. Gee, I could do this as a consultant, or here's something I could do in addition to what I normally do for my occupation, or a way I could alter the job that I'm currently in. But then we think, no, that's not me. No, that would never work. Oh, there really isn't a market for that. On a daily basis, most of us in this country deflect, evade, and kill ideas for making additional money.
News Talk Television with Denise Richardson.
It is a matter of using a full program of rehabilitation, knowing what you're doing, having paid off all your debts, gotten them discharged, being forthright with whoever you're going to obtain an apartment, for example, saying, look, in the past I had this difficulty, I have paid everything off, this is my salary now, I just want to let you know what's going to show up on the credit report. There are other ways too, but essentially you have to undertake a program of reclamation for yourself, and indeed you can get rid of most of the difficulties that you're currently experiencing.
Author and recovered debtor Jerrold Mundis looks at it another way.
Are my debts causing me any level of discomfort or unhappiness at all? If the answer is yes, odds are you probably do have some sort of problem with debt.
Mundis's book offers a comprehensive approach to handling debt, from keeping a record of exactly where your money goes to facing the music directly.
Go to your creditors, don't wait for them to come to you. Don't hide from them. Go forthrightly and honestly, and most of them will be willing to negotiate with you to take some of the pressure off you in repaying this.
He is the author of How to Get Out of Debt, Stay Out of Debt, and Live Prosperously. And we welcome you to Every Day.
How do you do?
All right, what was happening? I mean, did you realize that you were falling so much farther all the time into debt?
I didn't do it probably any differently than any of your viewers did. You fall behind a little bit in utility bills. Children need clothes, they're growing. Your son is in college, you borrow a little bit to take care of that. In the end, I found myself $50,000 in debt, unsecured debt.
What are some of the warning signs then that, I mean, you went down a list there, but what are some of the warning signs you should look out for?
The warning signs that most people should be aware of: this month's bills begin piling up before you've cleared last month's bills. You find yourself uncomfortable in a discussion of what should be normal feelings about money or credit.
You give very good advice as to the stop spending and keeping the record. Go through those first 3 steps.
I think the single most important thing to do is to admit that I have a problem.
Yeah.
Something's gone wrong in my life. It's causing me a good deal of pain and distress. Secondly, to refrain from incurring any new debt. I can't get out of debt by going more deeply in. Cut up the credit cards is a very handy thing to do.
Welcome, please, to Jerrold Mundis.
How many people here would be willing to stand up alone and tell everyone here exactly how much you made last year and how much you owe? A little less than a decade ago, about 9 years ago, I found myself $50,000 in unsecured debt with expenses of about $3,500 a month and a guaranteed income of $300 a month. And I was being destroyed. Most people do not look upon money as a friend. Most people in the United States don't. Even many people who have a fair amount of money don't. Money never writes, it never calls, it's always hanging out with somebody else. And I'd like to thank you for being here, express my appreciation for that, and also express my appreciation for having been invited to come here and speak to you. Thank you.